Hey, Far West. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving and got to spend some quality time with your family. This week's Parsha is Vayishlach, and it is a famous Parsha for multiple reasons, and I'm about to explain it to you why it's a very famous Parsha. So Yaakov returns to Eretz Yisrael after 20 years outside of the land, and he sends messengers to his brother Esav after being apart, and he asks them to give a report to him about how he's doing. He misses his brother. He wants to see how he's doing, and obviously they had a falling out when Yaakov stole the blessing, and now they left each other at very bitter terms. So the messengers return and say that Esav is preparing for war, and this is not a good sign for Yaakov. So he prepares for war, and he sends a gift to Esav, trying to tell him, bro, like, I love you. Like, he doesn't want to go to war. He doesn't want to do this. So then the night before the war, Yaakov stays behind. His family goes forward without him, and he stays behind, and he sleeps he sleeps in the land preparing for war, and he wrestles with an angel, and who is very similar to Esav. So he has a dream, but he's wrestling, and the angel calls him Israel, which means to wrestle, and then the next day, instead of going to war, Yaakov and Esav embrace. So there are two very important lessons that we can learn from here. Number one, it's very important to wrestle and to constantly be questioning and to constantly be pushing ourselves to further understand our religion and our connection to Hashem and connection to Judaism. And I think it's very important to have intention and to find purpose, whatever that is to you, whether it's prayers or talking to your friends about Judaism or talking in a sikha. I think it's very important to think deeper about our religion, to push ourselves to find meaning in any way that we can. Another important lesson is a very important ideal of individual versus communal. So Yaakov wrestles by himself, and he goes through his own journey by himself. But then he goes back to his roots, and he goes back to Esav. And this is a very important lesson for us, because we often have to struggle between finding our own identity and finding who we are, but then also knowing where we come from and going back to the community and realizing our roots and where we come from. So I think it's a balance of going out and of forming your own self in this world, but also always know where you come from, and always know that you always have your family to fall back on. And especially when we have Thanksgiving, we take a second to realize how much we're grateful for and how much we have in our lives. And I'm assuming a lot of you spend your Thanksgiving with your families. So I'm assuming you guys go back and you spend time with your family and you eat turkey and just spend time together. So just this parsha teaches a very important lesson of individuality versus family and community. Sometimes we need to be with ourselves for a little, and sometimes we need to be with our family. And it's very important to find a good balance of both. Shabbat Shalom. Hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. Can't wait for encampment, and can't wait to see you all soon.